Have you checked your Social Security payment yet? Because in 2026, even a small change in your monthly benefit can make a real difference. And if you are not paying attention, you could miss an important update without even knowing it. Right now, millions of Americans who depend on Social Security, SSI, and SSDI are trying to understand what their new payment amount means, why it changed, and what they should do next. Some people are seeing a higher deposit. Some are confused because their increase feels smaller than expected. Others are wondering if they qualify for more, if their payment is correct, or if they need to take action. And that is exactly why this update matters. This is not just another number on paper. This is your monthly income. This is money that helps pay for groceries, medication, rent, utilities, transportation, and everyday survival. When prices keep rising, every extra dollar matters. And when the government adjusts benefit payments, you need to understand what changed, why it happened, and how it affects you personally. So today, we are breaking it down clearly. We are talking about the 2026 Social Security increase, what it means for retirees, SSI recipients, SSDI beneficiaries, and what you should check right now to make sure your payment is correct. For 2026, Social Security benefits received a cost of living adjustment, also known as COLA. This adjustment is designed to help benefits keep up with inflation. In simple words, when the cost of everyday life goes up, Social Security payments are adjusted so beneficiaries do not fall too far behind. Now, many people hear the word increase and expect a huge jump, but the truth is, COLA increases depend on inflation data and your existing benefit amount. That means not everyone receives the same dollar increase. Someone with a higher monthly benefit may see a larger increase in dollars, while someone with a smaller benefit may see a smaller increase. But here is the important part. Even if the increase feels small, it still becomes part of your monthly benefit going forward. This means your new payment amount becomes the base for future adjustments. So while it may not feel life-changing immediately, over time, these increases can add up. For example, even an extra $40 or $60 a month can help cover part of a utility bill, medication cost, or grocery trip. Over 1 year, that can become hundreds of dollars. Over several years, it can become thousands. And for someone living on a fixed income, that matters. But there is something even more important than the increase itself. You need to make sure the amount you are receiving is correct. A lot of people assume Social Security payments are always calculated perfectly, but mistakes can happen. Earnings records can be incomplete. Personal information can be outdated. Benefit calculations can be affected by work history, retirement age, disability status, Medicare deductions, taxes, overpayment issues, and other factors. That is why you should not just look at your bank deposit and move on. You should check your official Social Security account, review your benefit statement, and compare your new payment with your previous amount. If something looks wrong, do not ignore it. Maybe your payment did not increase the way you expected. Maybe your Medicare premium deduction changed. Maybe your net deposit is lower than you thought because deductions increased. Maybe your gross benefit increased, but your actual bank deposit only changed slightly. These details matter. Many beneficiaries get confused because they only look at the final deposit amount. But your benefit has different parts. There is the gross benefit amount, which is your full Social Security benefit before deductions. Then there may be Medicare premiums, tax withholding, or other deductions. What lands in your bank account is the net payment. So if your deposit did not increase much, it does not always mean your COLA was not applied. It may mean deductions changed at the same time. This is why checking your benefit notice is so important. The Social Security Administration usually provides notices explaining your new benefit amount. These notices can show your updated monthly payment, deductions, and the amount you should expect to receive. If you have an online account, you may be able to review your information there as well. Now let's talk about retirees. If you receive Social Security retirement benefits, your 2026 payment should reflect the annual COLA increase. The amount you receive depends on your earnings history, when you started claiming benefits, and other individual factors. People who waited longer to claim benefits usually receive higher monthly payments than those who claimed early. Because the COLA percentage applies to the benefit amount, someone with a higher benefit may receive a larger dollar increase. But retirees should also pay close attention to Medicare deductions. If you are enrolled in Medicare Part B, your premium can affect your monthly deposit. So even if your gross Social Security amount increased, your final deposit may not rise as much if Medicare costs changed. This is one of the biggest reasons people become confused. They hear that benefits increased, but then they check their bank account and say, "Why did I only get a small difference?" The answer may be in the deductions. Now let's talk about SSI. SSI is different from regular Social Security retirement benefits. SSI is a needs-based program for people with limited income and resources, including older adults and people with disabilities. The federal SSI payment standard can increase with COLA, but the exact amount a person receives can depend on living arrangements, income, state supplements, and other factors. So if you receive SSI, you should carefully review your payment details. A change in income, living situation, or household support can affect your SSI amount. Even small changes in your personal situation may change your benefit. This is why SSI recipients need to be especially careful. If your payment looks different, make sure you understand whether it is because of the COLA, income changes, state-related adjustments, or another reason. Now let's talk about SSDI. SSDI recipients also receive COLA adjustments. SSDI is based on your work record and disability status. If you receive SSDI, your payment should reflect the 2026 adjustment as well. But just like retirement benefits, your final deposit can be affected by deductions, Medicare, or other benefit-related issues. If you are receiving SSDI and your payment does not look correct, review your official notice. Make sure your benefit amount is updated. If you see something that does not make sense, contact Social Security or check your online account. Now, here is something many people overlook. Your earnings record is one of the most important parts of your Social Security benefit. Social Security benefits are based on your work history and the earnings reported under your name. If your record is missing income from certain years, your future benefits could be lower than they should be. This is why checking your earnings record is not optional. It is one of the smartest things you can do. If you worked and paid Social Security taxes, your earnings should appear correctly on your record. If something is missing, you may need documents like W-2 forms, tax returns, pay stubs, or employer records to correct it. A missing earnings year can make a difference. And the longer you wait, the harder it can become to fix. So do not wait until there is a problem. Review your record now. Now let's address the big question many people are asking. Is this a bonus? Is it a stimulus check? Is it a special payment? No. The regular 2026 increase is a COLA adjustment. It is not a one-time stimulus check. It is not a separate relief payment. It is an adjustment to monthly benefits based on inflation. This is important because there is a lot of misleading information online. Some videos and posts make it sound like everyone is getting hundreds of dollars extra every month, or that every beneficiary will receive a special lump sum. That is not how the regular COLA works. Some people may receive back pay or retroactive payments in certain situations, but that usually depends on individual case corrections, delayed claims, appeals, recalculations, or eligibility changes. It is not something every person automatically receives. So be careful with dramatic claims. Always compare what you hear with official information and your own benefit notice. Now, does that mean this update is not important? No. It is very important because for millions of people, Social Security is the main source of income. Some retirees depend on it for most of their monthly budget. Many disabled Americans rely on SSDI to survive. Many SSI recipients live on extremely limited income. For these households, even a modest increase can matter. But the real power comes from understanding your benefits. When you understand how your payment works, You are less likely to be confused, less likely to fall for misinformation, and more likely to catch mistakes early. Now let's talk about what you should do right now. First, check your latest payment. Look at the amount deposited into your bank account or Direct Express card. Compare it with your previous payment. Second, review your official benefit notice. Do not rely only on what someone says online. Your notice gives information specific to your case. Third, check your Social Security online account if you have one. This can help you review your benefit details, earnings record, and notices. Fourth, review any deductions. Look at Medicare premiums, tax withholding, or any other deductions that may affect your final deposit. Fifth, make sure your personal information is correct. Your address, banking information, marital status, and other details should be updated when necessary. Sixth, watch for scams. Whenever Social Security updates happen, scammers try to take advantage of confusion. They may call, text, or email claiming you need to pay money, provide personal details, or click a link to receive your increase. Be careful. Social Security will not threaten you or demand unusual payments to release your benefit. This is a very serious point. Never give your Social Security number, banking details, or personal information to someone who contacts you unexpectedly. If you are unsure, contact Social Security directly through official channels. Now let's talk about inflation. The reason COLA exists is because prices change. When groceries, housing, medical care, and utilities become more expensive, people on fixed incomes feel the pressure quickly. A person who could manage their budget a few years ago may now struggle with the same income. That is why COLA matters. It is designed to help benefits keep pace with inflation. But many people still feel that COLA does not fully match their real-life expenses. And honestly, that frustration is understandable because inflation is not just a number. It is what you feel when you go to the store and the same groceries cost more. It is what you feel when your medicine costs more. It is what you feel when rent increases, electricity bills rise, and your monthly budget gets tighter. So when Social Security increases, people pay attention. Not because they want luxury, but because they need stability. For many Americans, this is about dignity. It is about being able to pay bills without fear. It is about not having to choose between food and medication. It is about surviving in a time when almost everything feels more expensive. And that is why staying informed is so important. Social Security is not just a government program. For millions of families, it is a lifeline. And when updates happen, you deserve clear information, not confusion. Now, there is another issue people need to understand: future changes. Social Security is always part of national discussion. Lawmakers continue to debate funding, benefit formulas, retirement age, taxes, and long-term program stability. Some proposals may never become law. Others may move forward in the future. But the point is simple: changes can happen, and beneficiaries need to stay aware. Do not wait until a change affects your bank account before you start paying attention. The people who stay updated are usually the ones who are better prepared. Now, let's return to your payment. If your benefit increased, ask yourself, does the new amount match what your notice says? If not, find out why. If your benefit did not increase, ask, are you looking at the gross amount or the net deposit? Were there deductions? Did your Medicare premium change? Is there another reason? If your payment seems wrong, gather your information before contacting Social Security. Have your notice, payment history, and any relevant documents ready. This can make the process smoother. And if you help a parent, spouse, or family member manage benefits, check their information too. Many older Americans do not use online accounts often. They may not notice a small error, they may not understand a notice, they may need help reviewing their payment. So share this information with someone who needs it, because one missed detail can create months of confusion. Now, before we go further, let's make one thing clear. You should never panic over rumors. Every year, there are headlines that make people afraid their benefits are disappearing, being frozen, or being cut immediately. Some of those headlines are exaggerated, some are political, some are just designed to get clicks. The smart approach is simple. stay calm. Check official information. Review your own benefit details. Take action when needed. Fear does not help you. Information does. And that is what this channel is here for, to give you clear, simple, useful updates about Social Security, SSI, SSDI, Medicare, and retirement-related changes that could affect your money. No confusion, no complicated language, just the information you need to protect your income. Because when you are living on a fixed income, you cannot afford to miss important updates. You need to know what changed, what did not change, and what steps you should take. Now, here is the bottom line. The 2026 Social Security increase is real. It is connected to the annual cost of living adjustment. It affects retirement benefits, SSI, and SSDI in different ways depending on your situation. But the amount you receive depends on your personal benefit calculation, deductions, and eligibility factors. So do not assume your payment is correct without checking. Do not believe every claim you hear online. And do not ignore your official notices. Take a few minutes today and review your benefit. Check your payment, check your statement, check your deductions, check your earnings record. And if something looks wrong, take action. Because this is not just about 1 month, this is about your long-term financial security. Every dollar matters, every update matters, every notice matters, and the more you understand your benefits, the more control you have over your future. Before you leave, I want you to do one simple thing. Think about your latest payment. Did it increase? Was it what you expected? Did anything look different? If you have not checked yet, make that your next step. And if this information helped you, make sure you stay connected because more updates are coming. Social Security changes can affect your income, your retirement plans, and your household budget. So stay informed, stay prepared, and make sure you are receiving every dollar you are entitled to.